What's up, YouTube? Coin Flip back, and today we're going to update our Lincoln Cent Dansco album. We did pick up a few to fill the slots. Like we said, one of our goals this year is to get this book completed, so we're making some progress on that. But I did want to start with one of my first pickups of the year. But here I have a Flying Eagle cent. It's 1858. It is a small letters, and this piece was one that had evaded me before. So I wanted to go over a cool story with this piece, and basically at one of the online auctions that I searched for different things, I came across this auction a few months ago. I'm trying to think when it was actually. It was a few months ago. I want to say October roughly is when this auction ended, and I was actually bidding on this coin, and we were out of town, and unfortunately I didn't see the ending of the auction. So I unfortunately lost this auction by $5, and when I checked it later I was pretty bummed about it because of the grade that this Flying Eagle is in. So that being said, I went and picked up my other wins that I had there, which wasn't many at all, to be honest, because again, I missed the auction, so I didn't really win much. It was only a few coins and nothing really impressive to speak about, really. I think it was a couple, it was either a couple seeded quarters or barber halves, I can't recall. But anyway, nonetheless, I went and spoke with those people. Very nice auction company. It was an estate auction. Gentleman had a lot of stuff, and they said they were going to have another auction around Christmas time, and it actually started the beginning of the year, ended right around that time frame. Right around the first of the year is when it ended, and I was actually watching this thing like a hawk. The auction was up for, I don't know, 14 or 15 days, and nonetheless ended up obviously winning that auction. But the cool thing is that they relisted this coin, and I emailed them in that second auction for this estate, and I asked, hey, is this a different Flying Eagle or the same one? And they did mention it was the same one, and the gentleman or person did not pay for it, and so they relisted it. So I actually had the opportunity to bid on this again, and it did go for more money this time, but I was not going to let this thing slip me by just because of the grade. So definitely looks like it's an MS mint state, uncirculated condition, and if I had to put a grade on it, it's at least a 63, and very well could touch 64. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story. Very fun, very cool piece, and one that I'm very proud of to own, but very, very cool, and you don't see them in this grade very often. So just thought I would share that with you guys before we get started on our Lincoln Cent. So hopefully you guys like that and enjoy that as well. So I was able to pick up a couple bargain bin 1909 VDBs. Not sure if this is one, but one of them I think is going to upgrade. They probably both could, but both of these are 1909 Philly VDBs. This one has a little bit of corrosion here on the B of Liberty, but I have picked that one up. This one's also a 1909, and this one still has some luster on it, if you can catch it here in some instances. So this is probably the one that's going to be going into the book. At 1909, I don't know if we'll be able to see the VDB, but we'll try to catch that for you. Two 1909 VDBs. These are not the ones we found. Matter of fact, the one that's in the book is one that we found with that coin collection from previous videos. These are two that I just picked up from the coin shop yesterday. Also picked up a 1912 Philly. They had this in their teen wheat bin. They were all 1912 Phillies of all things, but we need that one for the book. Also picked up from their bargain bin a 1922 Wheat D. And again, this one is, you could probably definitely argue that it's a no D, but we're going to put it in the 1922 plain slot for now. But that's what we picked up there. And then this beauty, at a pretty good price, I would say, has a little bit of a mark above the date. Again, I'm trying to see if this thing will focus for you guys. But 1909S. This one is not the VDB, although they had several VDBs in stock today, or yesterday I should say, but they were all in slabs. I do want to have a raw one for the book. I wouldn't mind having one in a slab, but this is just a 1909S. So we have a few spots to fill up in our book. Let's get the book opened up and start putting these in. So several of these are going on this front page. Here's the 1909 we're going to take out. And here's the other two that we have. And again, you can see more detail in the hair of Abraham Lincoln just to give you an idea. These are both very similar, but because this one has the corrosion on Liberty, I think I'm going to put this one in the book. All right, so we got that one in the book. Sorry for the focusing issues. Every once in a while we run into that. All right, we carefully extracted this 1909S, and so we'll get this one in the book as well. And that one's going to go right here. And then we also have the 1912, and that one goes right here. All right, so we're filling out that page pretty good. And then as you can see on this one, you have a 1922D, and then you have a plain. As I mentioned with this one's a weak D, but I am going to put this in the plain spot unless I get a better one. All right, we'll try to catch this on the camera here for you, but there's not much going on in the mint mark area, but that's just the way it is. I know you're supposed to see a little bit of a D there, but I really just don't see much. I threw it under the scope, and again, this isn't in the best condition, so nonetheless, it's pretty weak, pretty worn, but it's going to be going in this plain, 22 plain right there. So, all right, so we got that in the 22 plain spot, and then just to give you a quick overview of how this book's looking for us. And if you watched the other video that kind of went over some of these on the goals, but front page is coming along nicely. We still have some few spots here. We'll try to catch this so you can see which ones are really there. But 1909 Philly, SVDB, a lot of the S mint marks, of course, just mint marks in general, really, for most of these. But front page is coming along nicely. 14D is going to be tough. SVDB is going to be tough. On the second page here, this one's probably over 50% full, but we're doing all right. The 31S is going to be a little bit tougher date, but 24D. Outside of that, though, that one's coming along. Just a couple that we need for this page. We have all three steel scents. We'd like to upgrade these two steel scents. This one's pretty good. On the Philly, need a 37S, if I didn't mention that already, but otherwise that's all we need on this page. This one we still need a 55S, and that will wrap up the wheat scents. And then we have all the other copper scents except for the 70S small date. Don't have that one. And then lastly, these are going to be proofs for these S mint marks here. So just haven't cracked any of those out, put in the book, but that should wrap up this book here, and shouldn't be too bad to fill. Obviously the SVDB and the 14D are going to be probably the tougher dates, but that's all I have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just kind of a simple plugging in the holes here in the Dansco Lincoln Scent album, and then we had a couple extra 1909 VDBs that we'll just put in flips in our collection as well. And lastly, we have that 1858 Flying Eagle scent. Let me know what you guys think of this video. If you want to see more like this of us just updating our collections as we progress through the year, trying to meet some of those goals that we mentioned last month. But that's all I have for now. We'll catch you on that next video. Thanks so much for watching. Coin Flip out.